Maybe you use an app or an AI tool or a platform like Cursor. You pay, say, $200 a year for that app. But that app is working with OpenAI. So the Cursor that you're using for $200 a year must be paying $500 to OpenAI. Hypothetical. The $300 they are coming from somewhere, right? And after taking those $500, OpenAI now pays $1,000 to Microsoft for their compute power on their Azure servers. So this $500 is again coming from somewhere. We don't know where it is. And then Microsoft, they end up buying GPUs from Nvidia. Apparently they are the only one who can make good enough GPUs for AI. And let's say they end up paying $5,000 per GPU. After that, Jensen Huang, CEO of Nvidia, he ends up making more money, hence buying his favorite jackets from Tom Ford. Now you get it. Why? So congrats everyone. You are basically working for Tom Ford. While this was a meme that I came across on social media, LinkedIn I think, and I thought that it's interesting. And because of the cat inside of me, curiosity inside of me, I started digging a bit deeper. And the things that I've found after I started researching how exactly this whole thing works, who is paying for what, I was not very comfortable in the end. And I thought that I'll share it with you. So if you dig deeper, you can try yourself. There's not a lot of news articles, there's not a lot of information around where exactly is this money coming from. You can read about fundings and the investments that the companies are making into all the LLM companies, but what exactly is happening, who is paying the bills? And the truth was a little shocking, because the costs, the hypothetical cost that I just mentioned, $200, $500, $1,000, in reality it was much bigger than that, much higher than that. And all these companies are making billions and losing trillions. So who is paying for these things? And what will happen when the money runs out? For example, Cursor, in the meme, it mentioned $200. In reality, the most basic option that you have with Cursor starts from $20 a month. That is $240. It's already higher than the meme. And then, how much Cursor pays to OpenAI? It's based on the token usage. It can go beyond that, way beyond that. I couldn't find anything on OpenAI, but there was something really interesting that I found on Reddit. People were talking about this guy, this user from China, an Anthropic user, who was claiming, and he was very happy about it, boasting about it, that he ended up spending token worth, say, $50,000 or so, and he was paying only $200 for the highest tier of Claude Code. While you may like this whole thing that, users should make the best out of the buck, if you're spending $200, it's better to make the most out of it. Some people will praise that guy as well, that 50,000 was amazing job against 200 that he spent. But the thing is that all these things cost us in terms of tokens, the bandwidth that's being utilized, and also there's an environmental impact on everything that we do with LLMs, because it's not very eco-friendly, I would say. And then when OpenAI, it uses Microsoft servers for the compute power, it's not $1,000, it's in billions. And the Nvidia's GPUs, the graphic cards, oh my god, they are, instead of getting cheaper, they are getting more expensive day by day. So a single graphic card, let's say for example, there's something called H100. Yeah, so that's the latest one, I believe, and it's whooping $40,000, $50,000 or so for one single GPU. From what I found out, Microsoft bought a whooping 485,000 of Nvidia's GPUs. And the thing that I'm most uncomfortable with is the fact that these costs are not coming down. They are only going up by 2 folds, 3 folds every couple of years. Last year, I think last to last year, it was about 5 billion that OpenAI spent, and then it almost doubled, more than doubled to about 13 billion in 2024. But 2028, OpenAI or the world estimates that they will be spending almost 28 billion on the compute power. In 2024, OpenAI lost $5 billion while claiming to make billions in revenue as well. So what's happening with the valuation, with the funds that they are raising and the spends that they are doing? Where is the break even? When is the profit going to kick in? The valuations are going higher. Cursor, for example, they raised $100 million recently, and now they are going after $10 billion of their total valuation. So their valuation will go up to 10 billion. They will raise more money. Out of that, most of that will be going to OpenAI. And there's another problem as well, that OpenAI, when they spend all that money with Microsoft for the compute power and other servers that they rely on, some of them, including Microsoft, is also an investor into OpenAI. What's happening here? What is this investment mafia that we are dealing with? What is that? Are these valuation true, or just something, a hype created by this mafia, so that when these companies go for IPO? I'm not sure about OpenAI because they claim themselves to be a non-profit company. So if they somehow become for profit and they go for an IPO, what will happen to the valuations? Will anyone even look at the profits that they're making against the losses that they have? Now let's talk about the jackets. Who's the real winner here? You must have followed or heard about Nvidia's rapid, tremendous compounding growth over the last few years. In 2024, there were news articles where everyone's talking about how they briefly hit $3 trillion in 2024. Today in 2025, their valuation, their whole market cap is almost $4.28 trillion. It's estimated in the next few years, it will hit $10 trillion. Are they the real winner here? I think they are. They are the only ones who are actually making money out of this, who are actually contributing to anything in this one. And then you come across news from politicians across the world. News like, just yesterday, this member of parliament said, and I quote, "AI is not a technology, but an opportunity to dream big." And he demanded free AI for all Indians. Why would you give free AI to everyone when you don't even understand how exactly the costs are being paid? Who exactly is paying for all these things? And the thing is that, will everyone use AI the same way for the betterment of the society and everything? What will happen when the cash runs out? What will happen when there is no money to fund these initiatives anymore and everything becomes expensive? There is no free AI for anyone. Will the government subsidize for it? Or will we have a society where everyone is so dependent on AI that they cannot even write a simple email without asking ChatGPT about it? This thing is really frustrating. It's dark, it's dystopian. And this is something everyone should be thinking about. Are we relying too much on AI? Even for basic stuff like responding to an email. Are we? I'm thinking about it, and I don't know what will happen. Actually, no one knows. If they tell you that they know, they are lying. We just hope for the best. And I hope that people educate themselves more about not just AI and its usage, but how everything is happening and what is happening at the back end. What's under the hood and what's the cost, the real cost that we are paying. Because someone is buying a lot of jackets, and that ain't me. Well, I have some more thoughts, but I'll keep them for my next video.